This is Marcy Anderson with the Fishing Report for Southeast Kentucky. Water temperatures on area lakes and reservoirs have been running in the upper 70s and low 80s. On Laurel River Lake, anglers are having success catching bluegill on crickets and mealworms. Although they can be caught throughout the lake, bluegill tend to be more numerous in the Laurel River arm. Bass are being picked up on buzzbaits and crankbaits, with late evening and early morning hours being more productive. On Lake Cumberland, striped bass fishing has been good in the lower end of the lake. Striped bass are moving into deeper waters, so try fishing in the 40 to 80 foot range with either live alewives and shad, or by trolling dogflies and jigs if you can't get live bait. Black bass have been on the points up in the creeks, and anglers have been having success using soft plastics. Crappie have also been up in the creeks, where water temperatures have been a bit cooler. On the Cumberland tailwater, the Army Corps of Engineers has started to operate the sluice gates to increase oxygen levels in the tailwater, which is helping to turn on the trout bite. Spinner baits, spoons, and power baits are some good options to try right now. Be sure to check the generation schedule to avoid getting caught in rising waters. On Dale Hollow, largemouth bass are up in shallow cover in 5 to 10 feet of water, and anglers have been picking some up on soft plastics and topwater baits. Walleye are being picked up trolling night crawlers in 30 feet of water. So as always, good luck and good fishing.
This is Jeremy Shiflett with a fishing update from the Northwest District. It's finally starting to feel like fall, and recreational traffic is slowing on the big lakes, so it's a great time to be outdoors. Both Rough and Nolin River lakes are right near Summer Pool, stable, clear, and around 80 degrees. Discharge is minimal, so the tailwaters will be moving slow. The crappie bite has picked up. Good numbers and sized fish are coming off a brush and isolated cover 10 to 12 feet deep with jigs and minnows. Some smaller fish are being caught 6 to 10 feet deep, but the quality fish seem to be a little bit deeper right now. The bass bite is fair. The most successful baits as of late have been chatterbaits with trailers, jigs with twin-tailed grubs, and spinnerbaits. Look for daytime activity to pick up as water temperatures continue to drop. White bass and hybrid striped bass fishing is also fair. A few fish are in the jumps and are being caught with spoons and inline spinners during the day. At night, live bait, chicken livers, or rattle traps fished on and around main lake points have been picking up a few fish. The bass and catfish bite have picked up in the smaller state-owned lakes. Check out Carpenter Lake, both Kingfishers, Washburn, and Mauset lakes. There's good bank access at these locations, so bring a chair and enjoy the weather. But please help us out and take your trash with you. There are quite a few lakes on Peabody WMA to try for catfish. In Ohio County, try Ken Lake, Old Boy Scout, Island Lake, or South Lake. In Muhlenberg County, try Goose Lake and Atkins Swamp. Several lakes on the Sinclair unit will be stocked with stalker-sized channel catfish on the 29th. Also, be on the lookout for saugeye in Carpenter Lake. Fish were stocked last year and should be closing in on the 14-inch minimum size limit. A second-year class went in this summer, and those fish should be nearing 10 inches about now. Remember, there is a 6-fish creel limit on walleye, saugeye, and sauger. Also remember, these fish have sharp teeth and should be handled carefully. Lastly, trout were stocked in Otter Creek on Fort Knox last week at the pump house. A Fort Knox fishing permit is required, but you do not need to check in or out to fish from 300 yards upstream of the pump house to 200 yards downstream of Camp Carlson Lake. There will be yellow regulation signs marking this area. This is my favorite time of the year. Good luck, and I hope you can find time to get outside.
This is Tom with your fishing report from the Northeast. Cooler temperatures are resulting in some heating up of some of our fisheries. Cavern Lake is sitting slightly above summer pool levels and is in the mid to upper 60s for water temperatures. Muskie action has been pretty hot for the last couple of weeks, seen several larger 50-plus inch fish be caught in the lake. It seems like most fish are going to the quicker moving bladed baits, and one angler told me the best bet that they had was getting a bit off the beaten path. That being said, the Zilpo Flats and the Clay Lake areas of the lake are more of your traditional go-to areas for this time of the year. Bass are picking up a bit as well. The majority we've seen while electrofishing this past week have still been staged off in slightly deeper water and on deeper weed edges. Grayson bass are active in the middle sections of the lake. Several insect hatches have been going on in the last week on the surface of the water. That surface of the water is buzzing right at dusk, so may consider some of those topwater bites and baits this time of the year. Smaller catfish are showing up a bit shallow, while crappie are still off the deeper ledge and in deeper water. We did some sampling up at Lake Reba in Madison County this week and saw a ton of largemouth bass right at and slightly above the 12-inch minimum size limit. These fish were still off the deeper edges. We also saw several nice-sized red ear that were on the deeper edges as well. This lake is getting a ton of pressure right now, so getting away from that pressure and into the upper ends of the lake will be a necessity. And of course, a boat or kayak or something like that is needed to get away from that pressure. Lastly, we will be in full trout stocking swing these next several weeks. We'll be adding fish into several streams in the Red River Gorge, starting at Parchcorn Creek, Middle Fork Red River, East Fork of Indian Creek, and Swift Camp Creek. With the weather turning cooler and the leaves changing, these fisheries offer great opportunities for fishing and scenery. One note on these gorge streams, though: East Fork of Indian and Swift Camp Creek will be under the delayed harvest regulation as of October 1st, so fishing is still allowed and encouraged, but all fish must be released. One change that we've made recently was removing the delayed harvest regulation from Middle Fork Red River Natural Bridge State Park, so you can now fish and harvest trout from these streams all year long. But still make sure you double check your fishing and boating guide for the body of water you fish before you head out, just to double check and make sure you're on the straight and narrow. If you have any questions, reach out. We'll try to help you out the best we can. That should do it for us. Wherever you go, good luck and stay safe.